What's up, guys? Here we are back in the shop. We're going to start part 2 of our camper upgrade videos. Today we're going to be tackling the understorage under the queen bed. It should be a fairly simple project from what I can figure out. Materials are pretty minimal, and all we're going to need is, I've got an 8-foot 2x4 and then a piece of this paneling trim. It's just a piece of cap trim, and that's all we need. Probably some screws to attach everything with, and then some staples. But other than that, it should be fairly straightforward. Probably only need a circular saw or the table saw, and should be minimal hand tools, and should be a pretty easy project. Here we go. So we're gonna start in the camper by taking some stuff apart. I'm gonna move this bench so I got more access to do everything, and then all we're really gonna take apart is this front. I'm gonna take this whole front panel off, and I'm gonna leave this short little wall here, which will require taking off this trim, which will save it, and then everything else will come off in one piece. And then we have plans for this bench, so I need to get it out of the way anyways, and now's just as good a time as any. So I'm going to start by removing this bench and just kind of scooting it out of the way, and then we're going to tackle tearing this front wall apart. So for those who don't know and who haven't gotten into their camper yet, most of the screws are number 2 square drive bit, and that'll get most of the screws out. There are some that are a little bit different, but other than that, that is, I'm guessing, probably an RV industry standard. But a number 2 square drive bit is what I'm going to be using to take apart all this stuff, and then I'll use the same screws to put them back together. They're a really coarse thread and they work really well. So, but here we go. I'm going to take apart this bench, move it out of the way, and then tackle that wall. Well, it didn't take long, maybe 6-7 minutes to take the whole thing apart. We're going to take it into the shop and start doing some work. So I'm going to put a big 3-inch screw through the ends. I'm keeping the end pieces So I'll be putting a screw on each end and then knocking these out. As you can see, it's probably not going to take a lot to get them out. As you can see, I took the full frame apart. That's what the two long pieces are. It's the top and bottom of that. I'm just setting up my table saw to get my cuts to make the panels slide in. I've got my distance from the edge set already with the fence, and then I was just setting the depth. I'm shooting for 1/4 inch deep for the panels to slide in. Did have to make some small adjustments to get to exactly 1/4. It's not exact, but it's good enough for what I've got. My saw blade isn't quite wide enough to get the full width of the panel, so I had to scoot the fence over and make one more cut. So it's time for reassembly. As you can see, I got all my pieces cut and my grooves cut in the top and bottom pieces. I had to cut new end pieces. The ones I had were split really bad, and I'm putting it all together with 3-inch screws. Here I'm just checking to make sure the width of my panel is what I need it to be, and that way I can get my table saw set up to rip my panels down to the proper size. And then all I did was measure the full width or the full length of the panel and then cut it straight in half. think I'm gonna forego using that trim piece that I was gonna put on the edge of these panels. It doesn't look that bad. And the only other hardware I bought was these pulls. I'm gonna just drill them in with a Forstner bit, and I'll probably put them up high in the panel. That way they're not down here low, super visible, and hopefully nothing will hit them and pop them out. I'll probably end up gluing them in too. But yeah, that's the only hardware that I bought for this were these. I had the 2x4. I did go buy that trim, but I think I'm probably gonna take it back just because I don't need it. And I think this looks pretty good. We will end up painting the frame dark brown. I'm not gonna try to stain it or anything. But other than that, this is ready to go. I'm gonna put these in real fast and then take it out to the camper and mount it up.
So as you can see, my 3/4 inch Forstner bit was gone, but I ended up using a 3/4 inch spade bit. It worked just as well, but I had to flip the panel over, that way I didn't blow out the material out the backside. So these finger pulls fit really tight in there, and I don't really feel like I need to put any glue on them. I don't really know what kind of glue I would use anyways, probably super glue or Gorilla Glue, but like I said, these fit really tight, and I don't think I'm going to have a problem with them popping out.
Alright, so I brought the frame and panels in, and I made one mistake building this, and that was my 2x4. I ran it all the way out to the end, and I should have cut it short to fit past this 2x4, but other than that, it fits pretty good. I'm just gonna attach it to the floor and the wall and back here at this point, and that should be about it for this one. Oh, and I kind of made a mess on the floor. Well, that's about it. I probably worked on this for about an hour and a half, and that's not counting filming anything. It's pretty simple. I didn't really need any super special tools. I didn't need a router or anything. I just ran these pieces through the table saw like you saw, and it turned out really well. Guys, thanks again for following us along. Make sure you're subscribing to get the latest projects that we're working on. We've got plenty more in store. I've got a whole bunch of stuff sitting in the house. Just came in from Amazon, windows, speakers, all kinds of goodies coming. I got my slides for the bench. That's going to be our next project. It'll probably be a whole rebuild on that box that the bench sits on. So if you're looking to check that one out, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for all the notifications. That way you get our latest projects and campsite reviews and what we're up to. Give us a thumbs up on this video if you like it. And again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.